They be like, ooh, ooh, she say, he say, he rock. How that sound really still?
What up, everybody? It is He Say, She Say Radio coming to you live virtually. It's Solomon.
What's up, y'all? It's Siobhan J.
It's Uncle
Hey,
Kel.
it's your girl Jordan.
It's MJ.
Today,
Yes. We are coming to y'all virtually on the Zoom app. You know, we had to try it out. But yeah, how's everybody doing? We in quarantine? What's up?
Stuck.
Stuck
I'm
is
living.
the biggest word you can use right now.
I hate it here.
It's very tragic. You got to find new things to do. Wow.
Yeah.
Be for at least 3 months. In 3 weeks, I can't do it no more.
Well, that's the thing. That's the thing. A lot of people think like you, Shadea, and that's exactly why we're still here.
Tell us, Cam.
I mean, I'm with Shadea. I'm kind of, you know what I'm saying, getting real tired of this too, but it's not enough of us out here that's, I guess, abiding by the rules, I guess they say. But hopefully this last extension that they just added is the last extension, because
I doubt it.
No, I think they're going to extend it one more time.
I think, to be honest,
well, that's why I said hopefully. I understand that what y'all saying, and I kind of agree with y'all, but hopefully we're gonna hope. You know, let's hope.
I think they just giving us little by little right now.
I you know what, MJ? I thought about that the other day. I said, what if they already know it's gonna be another 6 months, but they just keep on warning?
They just not gonna tell us yet.
If you tell somebody, you can't get out the house till November, they're gonna be like, oh no. But if you be like 30 more days,
because I think at that point, I think crime rises automatically.
Yeah, easily.
I'm gonna start doing something.
It was an article that said that it might be 2022 before everything gets let down. I said, that's a lie, bro. 2022, 2 years. 2 years.
I just feel like we should have got a handle on this earlier, and I feel like everybody didn't take it seriously. Even our own government didn't take it seriously, because it happened at the end of 2019, and we sitting here thinking, oh, it's not gonna happen to us. When we have so much international travel that comes in and out of the country, it was gonna get here eventually, and now we have no control.
I think like with this whole situation, it's so much mixed information about where it came from, what's the cause of it. And it's just like, you don't know what to believe at this point. So it's just like a lot of people just saying false stuff, you know. A lot of people are afraid because we don't know what's going to happen.
I heard like the death toll has been, some of those have been fake too. Where people have been dying from pneumonia or something, and they put COVID-19 on a death certificate. And so it make it look like more people dead than there really is.
Yeah, because we got to understand, and that's why I want to follow up with that with MJ. What you got to understand is people die every day before this even started. So for everything death related to be COVID-19, that can't be it. Like,
but see, that's what they're making it seem like.
It really just promote the hysteria in it. Because I was talking to one of my clients, and he worked at this hospital. He was like, a lot of the COVID-19 deaths are actually pneumonia, because like once that virus, hit the lungs, the disease now is pneumonia, and they dying from that. Which, in which, like, if you have a terrible immune system, pneumonia can snatch you quick. Or if you're super young, pneumonia can snatch you quick. Yes, it started from a virus, but like you can get pneumonia from being just sick with the flu. So it's the hysteria. So if people be like, okay, he died from corona, now it puts the government in a position to be like, okay, we got to do something else in order to stop this, when in actuality it's not even that. It's, will develop later on.
Yeah.
Do y'all think it's stoppable?
I think it is. They just don't have the vaccine because they got rid of it a few years back thinking we didn't need it anymore.
Well, think about it though. Just really think about this. Think about how many doctors are in one hospital. And then you think about how many hospitals are in one state. And then you think about all the states we have. You telling me all these doctors can't find no cure.
I mean, you can say the same thing with cancer.
I've been saying that with cancer. Like, it's hard for me to believe that because it's just like, okay, because I'm not one of those people who say, well, the government want us to die. They want us to do this. That's why they ain't found. I'm not one of those people. But then when you think about it sometimes, it's like, come on, y'all find a solution for everything else that we do that y'all don't fight for or something like that. But it's like when stuff is, I guess, population control, it's just like, well, we can't find a cure for it. And it's just like, really.
Well,
I guess if you think about it in like a sense of we have all these people that are getting sick or all these fatalities, and whenever you have something, you got to test it out on people. You got to see what works, and you got to find all these different solutions. So I feel like I wouldn't be surprised if this lasts a little longer because they started from scratch. Like this vaccine was already put into play. I want to say like 2016, somebody had it during the Obama administration. And so now that we have, our president in charge now, they felt as though, we're just going to get rid of this funding. It's unnecessary. Instead of thinking in the future, like, okay, something like this could happen. So for them to basically trash the whole vaccine for all 50 states, they're like, there ain't no vaccine at all. And it's to the point where people have to just fight it on their own. That it might take a while to come up with that, really, to do all the chemicals, all of that stuff. I don't know.
I'm telling y'all right now, I ain't taking no vaccine.
Look, I
Ain't
don't
to listen
of that. They give it to you. I have a good immune system, but I can't fight the flu shot off for nothing. Like,
yeah.
Well, that have always kind of confused me a little bit because, I mean, growing up, my mama always made sure every year me and my brothers got a flu shot, and I never, ever got the flu from getting a flu shot. But I've heard people say, oh, I don't get flu shots because when I get it, I get the flu. But then at first, I didn't really understand it, but I guess you can go by whose immune system can take it and whose can't. So I just never understood the whole, getting a flu shot makes you get the flu. And then you have now where they quote unquote are trying to come up with a vaccine and people are refusing to take it. And it's just like, what do you want?
I understand though, because you're not finna test nothing on me.
Well, not test. Well, see, that's the thing. Not tested on you, but I mean,
that's typically what it would be right now, though, is testing it.
Right, but think about it like this. Think of everybody thought like you. We would never see it.
Well, think about it. What was it? What was it back in the day with all the black men? Was it Tuskegee?
The Tuskegee Airmen?
I think I know what you're talking about, but it is not that.
They was testing. I think it was it syphilis or?
Yeah.
I think it was syphilis.
I think it was
something, but they was giving, like, they had a lot of black men come together and they was giving in this shot that was supposed to be a vaccine, and they ended up all getting it. And it was like a lot.
Well,
I mean, it's not a mystery that like they've always tested on black people for whatever. Just how like those two French doctors was talking about testing out, the vaccine or whatever in Africa. Like, that was crazy to me.
It's like, for what? America got the most cases.
So why do y'all think people not taking it seriously though? Because people still acting a fool.
Because nobody they actually know has it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's real. That's just like death. I mean, like I said before, people die every day from numerous, situations. So that's just like, you don't see us walking around moping about death every day. Why? Because it's not in our family every day, or it's not in our family often. Right. So it's just like, okay, not saying who cares, but I mean, it doesn't happen to me. So
until it hits you.
At the same time, a lot of people just understand, like, bro, life goes on. Like, at the end of the day, like you said about death, like when somebody dies, at the end of the day, you don't die with them. So it's just, some people can't afford to to pause their life because some pandemic is going on. So I'm not saying I think like this, but a lot of people like mindset is I'm not gonna put a pause on my life because something is going on in the world. I have things I should be doing. I can't afford to pretty much mismanage moments right now to where it's like it may hurt my future later on when I could have been, still been productive in this type of season.
But see, in that case right there, I feel like, you can take that and split it in half and go two ways with it, because you might have somebody who thinks like that, but then again, like I said to MJ, what if a lot of people, if not everybody, thought like that? We would never.
Somebody gonna have to take one for the team.
Yeah, somebody has to not have that selfishness in them to say, okay, this is what's going on. Let's pause this real quick because this is what's happening. You have to adjust. I'm not saying stop what you're doing, don't do nothing, don't go nowhere like that. But I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, if everybody thinks that way, then we'll never get past it.
Yeah. And it is what it is. Like society, like summing all up. Well, if I'm gonna die, it's how I'm gonna die. Then that's the mindset. Like, you know what? It is. This how God wants to take me out. Then all right, like
Yeah, I feel like some people are being real selfish about it.
It's cool. I get like if you have roommates or whatever, but people are having whole functions like kickbacks and parties. It's just like, okay, cool. You don't know.
Yeah, that
Ed Kilvin.
He's an
Well, the thing is, people don't understand that
y'all pulled up. So.
It's very respiratory. People don't understand that. Okay, who knows? I could have been had it this whole time and not even know, but I feel fine. But who's to say that just might be that my immune system is, well, or my body is, taking it a different way. But the thing people don't understand is it may not affect you, but if you go out and you do all this different stuff and you don't take the safety precautions and things like that, you could be passing it on to somebody who might not be as healthy as you, and now they real sick or something like that. So I feel like it's kind of selfish how people think like that just because, they crave the turn up or they crave and it's natural to want to be around people because we're humans. We're not supposed to be isolated. But I feel like that's why the distance part is in play. Like, I think some people kind of misunderstand. Like, you don't have to be by yourself, just stay on that side and we kind of here. But
I think too, a lot of us, like especially in the Black community, we don't know we got underlying health issues.
Yeah, we don't.
So it's hitting us a lot harder because, I mean, I can speak for Black men, but we don't really go to the doctor. You might already have an underlying health condition that you know nothing about, and you going out thinking you good and stuff, and all of a sudden, or it might be one of your friends or a family member that have an underlying health condition that they've never talked to you about. So you all at parties and doing this and doing that and coming back and chilling with your family members is messing it up for everybody.
Yeah, this is true.
Because how you know you got bronchitis or not, or how you know your something with your lungs or anything like that, something respiratory, you might be out of there and not even know it.
Yeah, especially people like with asthma. People are dying from asthma, people with diabetes, people you don't even think about in your family, like especially in the Black community, like diabetes is something that's like very prevalent. So it could happen, sickle cell, it could happen to anybody. So, and it became real for me, like when my cousin died from it. He had pre-existing conditions. He was in and out of the hospital, and people like that, it just takes them out. So yeah, you're right about like it could affect certain people and could not affect some people. Some people, can fight it off naturally. So
that's true, and it's very selfish of people to still be doing certain like I mean, kickback's cool. A small amount of people still under 10, keeping it confined. But once you at a party, or you got a different person over every day and you don't know where they been, No.
Yeah, it's not good. It's not good.
That's very selfish. I mean,
especially
especially
when it turned to quote unquote airborne, when they said it was airborne.
That's what messed my head up though.
Yeah, because now you risking 2 times as much as you were in the first place. Like, yeah, at first it was, oh, don't touch nobody, don't hug nobody, don't do this, don't do that. Now it's like, if I walk outside, if somebody walk past me, boom, there it is. And it's just like, wow. So I don't know what to say about it.
They're gonna say, I know it.
I mean, if it's gonna get me, it's gonna get me at that point. Like, what can we do?
Just hope not to get got.
Okay.
Pray for the best.
Go ahead, Sadea.
Like, I mean, Corona is really all that's going on in our lives right now. But has being stuck in quarantine taught y'all anything about yourself?
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
positive. Because, I mean, I'm sure people can pull out negatives from being stuck in the house by themselves, you know, all day long. But, you know, I've been seeing these posts that say you need to come out of quarantine with a hobby or a talent or something like that. And I think that's forced for one. But some people might take this time to tap into their gifts and stuff. You know what I mean?
I've been tapping into my wrist.
Oh, risk.
Okay.
No, my wrist.
Oh, rest.
Oh,
yeah.
I was like, wait.
Yeah.
That's good. Sometimes we don't think about sleep.
Getting my body back real rested, you know, just chilling, not trying to do too much.
Yeah,
sometimes it's okay to take some time off.
Yeah, I think it's helped me slow down because I'm used to being on like a schedule. I got class, I got this, we doing the show, we doing this, I got this. And then I get home or something like that and I know, okay, this is my small little time to, you know, go to bed or do whatever. Now I'm kind of forced to pick up on things that I tried to do during my busy schedule, but now all that stuff is gone. And it's like, okay, now I have time to maybe work out more, or I have time to you know, spend more time with God, or, you know, things like that. Start
Netflix.
Yeah, like catching up on the show, just relaxing, you know, it's very nice. Very nice.
A lot of like self-reflecting, like really getting in tune with my inner self. Like,
absolutely.
I feel like this is because we have to social distance ourselves. Like, I feel like this is like a perfect time to remove toxic people out of our life. You know what I mean? Like, because I mean, if you don't talk to them now, then you don't have to talk to them when you get back outside. You know what I mean? Like,
at all.
So I feel like this is a time for me to like get really in touch with myself. Like, I want to like genuinely regain like my happiness, you know. So I'm doing and taking those steps to get to that point. So I would say at first it was tough because, you know, I feel like everything was taken away from me in the beginning. Once I got over it, I said, all right, cool. It is what it is at this point, you know, and let's make some shape.
See, I wouldn't necessarily, you know, go into detail about what it has taught me and this stuff like that, but I feel like that with you being inside by yourself, or if you're with other people, but just having that time to yourself, I feel like you have no choice but to learn something about you, or learn, like, it's like, if you sit around, before all this happened, you were one way, or you were thinking one way, and for all this time to go by, and whenever it's finished, whenever that time may be, if you're still having that same thought process when you first, you know, before all this started, then that tells the growth in you and how your mind thinks and how your mind like generates on a day-to-day basis. Like, I feel like everyone has no excuse really to not have came across something about that. It don't have to be 10 things, it don't have to be 5 things, but just something like, okay, I didn't know this was, you know, how I like this, or I didn't know that I could think about this way. Like, it got to be something, because it's way too much time. Like,
right.
People, how you hear people say, I ain't got nothing but time. Like, that exactly what we do. Like,
I see what people with no job be feeling like.
Man, say. And see, it makes you think a little bit. Like,
unemployed, like, different.
Ghetto, okay? Get to.
Yeah, it make you think a little bit because you like, you know, you see people, and I know we all know people who don't go to work and they just stay at home all day. But then you do this, or you work all the time, or you're always on the run, and then now you're in that same box that they've been in, and you be like, I thought I would like this, but no.
Exactly. Like you used to complain about being at work, and then now it's like, no, I wish I was at work. I know me, like it's made me appreciate more things. So, like just last night, I was like, dang, I'm finna go to Waffle House, put my clothes on and everything, and I was just like, dang, I can't even go to Waffle House. I can't even sit down. But it's little things like that you just in your head you just get up and go, but now you can't even do that no more.
Because we take it for granted. We take everything for granted for the most part. At least this generation does anyway. It's a lot of stuff that we just, like Brittany said earlier, you're just on the schedule. So you just go. You don't really think about it. You just know that that's what you're going to do for the day. And now that you can't, it's like, dang. Like,
Yeah. It definitely shows you how you... Go ahead, Sally.
I said, I ain't gonna lie, me. I ain't too much learn too much, but I have been doing like a lot of future planning about stuff. So
Okay, like that's something.
Yeah, so it's like I ask myself, like, what do I need to do now to live a future that, you know, I envision. So me personally, I'm always like dreaming about something, like, man, I want to be here, I want to be here, I want to do this. So it's just like I'm kind of pretty much planning step by step how to get there in this time. But I mean, other than that, I just been doing nothing, riding my bike.
And that's why I kind of said what I said as far as I wouldn't really go into detail. And part of that was because it's not really a lot that I've learned about myself, but like Sally said, you just get to imagining different stuff, and you just get to saying, okay, when this is over, I want to do this. Or because a lot of times you move so fast that you don't really have a lot of time to sit and think and plan and pre-do this, pre-do that. So now it's just giving you, like, to me, it's actually something you can take advantage of. A lot of people taking it as, oh, we can't go nowhere, we can't do nothing, and that's it. That's like the negative part of it. But it's really a positive in it too if you have that, you know, that push, that drive to go over.
It depends on what your mindset is too. If you think about the negatives or if you think about the positives, like right now everything closed, that's a negative. But a positive is, shoot, you can't spend no money, so it's teaching you how to save.
You better cook all of that.
Now, I'm trying to make $20 last. I mean, I used to shoot. It's like shoot, 20.
That's it.
Right.
That's it. Now it's like 20.
You go out to eat with $20 on yourself. You're gonna get you some food. You might get you 2 or 3 margaritas. That's $20 right there.
Exactly.
I have became a cook. I ain't gonna lie.
There you go.
I'm gonna say a better cook because, you know, I've always been able to whip up a little something. But yeah.
There you go.
But now I'm more creative. I get in my zone and I just go. And
I be on Pinterest finding all the fancy recipes.
It's really an art.
Yeah, but then I get off Pinterest when they start talking about all them expensive recipes that you got to buy. And I just do it the old Cliff way. Get you a little bit of this right here, and that'll make that one recipe over
Put some wine in it.
Yeah, so.
Too little of a tablespoon or something. Like I gotta add my 3 more. Gotta add my 3 more.
Be like, who gonna eat this? It don't even taste like nothing.
Bro, I made some spicy chicken one time, bro. That hell was not spicy. I put the whole hot sauce bottle in there.
Well, man, some original spicy chicken.
That cayenne will do it.
So I know y'all have probably heard it too. I think today was my first time hearing it about the whole, you know, a lot of people feel like the parent that has the most money should keep the kid. How does that make y'all feel?
Listen.
I stand. I don't care. I stand.
I would say, like, in that particular situation, I feel like she does have enough money to take care of her child. But a lot of the times, they just want to hurt their pockets or, you know, just out of spite, basically. Like, she has enough money to take care of that child.
Right,
Yeah.
because I've always been the type, you know, child support, don't get me wrong. Child support is a good thing in certain situations, because, you know, when you know our people think of child support, we think of, oh, she using that money to do this, she using that money to do that instead of take care of the baby and then, you know, this and that. But, and I say she because not most men are on child support. It's more men on child support than women. So I think about it, you know, it is a good thing, but I be trying to figure out, why do, you know, I'm just throwing out numbers. Some women say, oh, I need 30 bands a month. It does not take $30,000 to raise no kid. Because if it did, I promise you, I wouldn't have. So I kind of know the answer, but I want to hear y'all take on, like, what is it that women, for the most part, thrive behind with all this money?
I feel like it's bondage. Like, oh, I can keep him in his place if I can get a check or so out of him. We're referring to Pierre Thomas and Lyra Galore's situation, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. But
right.
Yeah, I think that, you know, they just feel like they can kind of keep the control, really keep the control. Now, there are some women out there that really do need it. And, you know, that's great. And we understand that. But it is some people that just, you know, or they'll get it, like in their case, I think it was like 4,000 or extra 4,000, something like that. And I'm guessing it was a dispute about it not being enough, a month, not being enough. So in their situation, it was like, okay, if you have money to do all these extracurricular things, go turn up, all of this, why is this an issue for you, since you doing all this other stuff, not for the child? So some people's intentions with this child support money is not always right. So there we have a problem.
I feel like we need to take it to the beginning, right? Mm-hmm. I think it's a position of where you need to think, dang, does the dude even need to be on child support? Right? Because I can't imagine that all these men that's on child support, outside of child support, don't help with their kid. But I'm going to tell you like this, and I'm going to just keep it a book. All right? If somebody is saying, I need $5,000, $10,000 a month child support, and the judge say that I have to give that amount of money, I can't picture myself doing more than that, right? Which would be fair to me, because if that's to support the child, which is called, then that's what the money is going towards, right? Mm-hmm. But see, most people, well, not most people, but I know some women who beforehand, before the conversation about that or anything, they automatically in their mind, oh, he going on child support. Like that, he didn't even have a chance to see if he could even support the child.
And then a lot of it's hatred. A lot of it's hatred. You know, yeah. I can be spiteful. You don't want to be with me, or you want to go with her now. And okay, you got a little money. Let me go ahead and put you on child support. Yeah, I ain't gonna say most. I'm gonna say some cases of child support aren't because the guy, like MJ said, is not taking care of his child. It's the parents.
It's the bitter women. I'm sorry that I said it. If one of them you offended, then it's you. But it's the women out here, bro, that will put men on child support that takes care of the child, but they doing it because they are, you know, hurt by something else that happened and just want money from the man, in which it's just going straight to their bank account. They finna buy that new Birkin bag.
So I guess that's the discussion. So if the man has majority of the money, or he, you know, he's the one with it, and the mom don't really have too much, and she complaining, child support, all this different stuff, should the child go to the parent that can afford it?
I would say no. I would say no, simply because just because you have the most money doesn't mean you're the most qualified to take care of kids.
But if you can't afford the child,
then he's not finna live no savage life.
Yeah, you're not finna be living over in Section 8 housing where you can come over here with daddy and live it up.
Okay,
now, I might not be the most fit parent, but I can put food on the table.
Well, see, that's when it comes to both parents being mature, because you say, okay, well, the guy has the money to support the kid, but the woman has the better surrounding for the kid. So you try to mix that together and say, okay, the kid should be in the best surrounding, period. We're not even talking about dollars yet. He or she should be in the best surroundings possible. Now, if that best surrounding is not with the person with the most money, let that person with the most money have a mature intellect to say, okay, you better off with your mama, but I'm gonna make sure that you are taken care of. Now, once I say, as a man, I'm gonna make sure that you're taken care of, I don't need her to make sure she's taken care of as well.
I like
that's where the confusion comes in. Because for the most part, of course, when guys pay child support, they're paying child support, not mama support, not cousin support.
I know that nigga didn't say cousin.
We're not talking about everybody else. What everybody else ain't got, that's just on them. We're talking about the child at hand. Now, what I will throw out there, and I want y'all opinion on this, because you know I know a situation like this. So if you and your mama getting child support from your daddy, right? And let's say she can't pay the light bill this month, but she got the child support money. Not her own money she worked for, but she has the child support money. That money should or should not be put toward groceries, light bill, water bill, stuff like that.
Yeah, essentially.
Yes.
It definitely should.
Yeah,
Definitely
like
should, right?
said.
It should.
You're using that money to feed the child, to put, to make sure there's lights in the house, water.
The child need lights.
Now, I will say this though, Kelvin. If the mama got other kids, that's not mine. I don't need my money dispersed.
They all in one house.
Listen,
How you gonna track that?
When you sign the document, it have what child name on it.
So, if I'm sending you all this money, my kid better be in tip tops. The rest of them, it don't matter to me if they eat. They need to go be with their daddy or something. But mine gonna eat.
If you can't afford them, you say, ooh.
Say it.
Wait.
In the mall.
If you
Go ahead and
can't
say it.
afford them, don't have them. I'm sorry.
That's a lot of circumstances right there. The other kids, and then this one, are they on child support too? With that, or like?
Well,
I feel like
I've seen it before to where a woman got 4 kids, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the woman is my cousin, so she got 4 kids. 3 of the baby daddies in jail, so they not paying child support. But 1 is. Right? So now, where the other kids supposed to get this money from?
Well, in that case, this is the thing. This is how I think about it, MJ. Cause I heard what you said. I somewhat agree with it, but then I have to intercept it a little bit. This is what I think. Okay, 3 of them in jail, so those kids don't have a choice of a second parent. Not a second person, but a second parent. But this is the thing. So if, let's say I'm in a situation to where, okay, I have a kid. He has brothers and sisters that don't belong to me, but they're his brothers and sisters. Now, I'm a firm believer that kids don't ask to be here. They didn't ask to come here. So it's like, well, I think the softest part of you, wherever that is, or however big it is, should say, okay, They didn't ask to be here. It's not their fault their daddy ain't here. It's not their fault that they're in this situation that they're in.
Exactly.
So if you can, I believe you should help them out.
No.
Now,
All that stopped
wait,
when she went and put me on
what
child
I'm not
support.
saying is, wait, what?
It ain't no more help once you put me on child support. Now that's mandatory. So my kid that's in the house, now if she wouldn't have put me on child support, I would have thrown a little bit for the rest of the kids in the house, you know, making sure they good. But once you decided I'm gonna take him to court and put him on these papers,
That's what it is.
What am I being nice for? Do that to their daddy too.
Well, I think, I feel like in some cases child support wouldn't be the factor if the party, whoever is the person who's ever paying the money would act right to start off with. I think people, y'all say, it's the bitter people, but people file child support as a security thing. Like, cool, I know for a fact I'm gonna get my money. You know what I mean?
Because there's some dudes who don't support at all.
And so it's like, I know if I go through the court system, I'm gonna get my money on these dates, and I'm gonna be able to provide. I'm not gonna have to call somebody up 15 times and hope they answer the phone. You know what I mean? So
hold on. Let me throw something out there, and it might freeze everybody's camera as soon as I see it. But if I'm not mistaken, you said, Shadea, you don't want to have to think about if I'm gonna get my money, this and that. That should have been something we thought about before we laid down. But
people don't think like that. People don't think like that.
We should have known before we laid down with him he didn't have a job, so he wasn't gonna go get one after that.
Bro.
He didn't have. I mean, let's just be real.
Life right now.
Let's just be real. Yes, it is a possibility that, if you have a mindset good enough that if you're a lazy person, blah, 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 this and that, once you bring somebody else into the world, you might decide to, have a change and, get some responsibility. But let's just be real. A lot of people, you kind of know who you're dealing with before you even lay down with them.
That's true.
Especially if you've been with them. Now, we're not talking about the one-night stands or the 2-week talks and all them people. We're talking about people that you've been with 3-4 months, you know how they are. Y'all ain't once talked about no damn kid. So why did y'all go make one?
Responsibility.
This is it. Yeah.
Responsibility.
Pay all your bills. You got $5 in your account. Don't you think about
protection.
You better use that $5 to go get a box of some rubbers or something.
$49.99 to get you a plan B.
Something.
Man, I'm telling you,
$7.50 you can get rid of it.
It's intentional. It's unintentionally intentional. It's unintentionally intentional. I'm telling you.
Well, I think people should be very mature when it comes to a child being in the middle of the situation. And, at that point, it's all focused on the child. It's not what I need, so I'm trying to get a couple more $1,000s out of this man. And we see it a lot with, like, celebrities and stuff. Not sometimes, normal people, really celebrities, because they got the money. This is what I need. Like, come on now. Let's be reasonable. Let's be mature. And like Kel said, both people tie in to do their efforts. If you got the money, if you got the nurturing, if you have the location, if you have the family, the support, whatever, bring those two together, whether y'all together or not, because all of that is out the window. And if that ain't what you want, then watch who you lay down with.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I just thought about something. Because I know we were talking about, like, their specific situation, but he's in a higher tax bracket. That means she would naturally get more. So the everyday average people that are filing for child support, usually they might be getting like $100, $200 a month. That's not really enough.
Right. And I was going to
say that they're, necessarily using them,
Right. And I was going to actually tie into that because I didn't really know for a fact. I was just going to throw out what I think I know. depending on your tax bracket and what money you make, I believe it is a percentage of what you make as far as what goes to the child. But at the end of the day, this is how it should be. I'm not telling you what it is. My personal opinion is what it should be. What does Lil Joe over here have or don't have that this kid just should have? Like, if the average kid from Oak Cliff, if the average kid from the hood only needs, let's say, $400 a month to be taken care of, why does this kid over here need $4,000 a month? For what? I mean, what do they eat that's different? Then what do they wear that's different? That should not be, idolized. Like, speaking, okay, this kid over here might wear, some Nike or whatever this is, but then you got this kid over here wearing Gucci. Dude, this kid need to wear Gucci. Is that a must that this kid put on Gucci every time?
Oh, he got to go to a top daycare. Wow, my granny watch kids.
Yeah, that's my whole thing. Like, I know it goes off of, how much money you make and this and that, but, if this kid is doing okay over here, in a $400 a month household, why does this kid have to have $4,000 a month? For what?
Yeah, I guess that goes into what your circumstances are. Meaning, like, some people, maybe the school that child goes to is, maybe it's a preparatory school and that's the only thing in their area, or, the house they live in is a little bit more expensive than this one, or, their family members may not be equipped to be watching the child, and some might. I guess it all goes back into people knowing what their priorities are. Like, if you gonna ask for this 4,000 or whatever, make sure that it's going to the right stuff, basically. Your circumstances.
But that's the thing. I promise you, I see exactly where you're coming from, but I can guarantee you, it does not take thousands of dollars to take care of a child in a month. It does not.
You're right. You're right. 4,000, that's a lot.
The peak, I feel like the peak of taking care of a child as far as money wise is if that child has, like a disability or a sickness that has to be paid for and taken care of all the time, stuff like that. But just a regular child walking around, it does not take $10,000 a month to raise that kid. It doesn't. I mean, without going into luxury, I want to ask women, what exactly are you buying $10,000 worth for that kid for that 1 month? That's what I want to know.
So if somebody has a house, maybe they're paying like the mortgage with that. I mean,
they need to downsize.
Because they need to downsize. Because why did you go get this big house if you can't pay for it without some
hear me out. Hear me out.
Okay.
Yes, the money is for the child, but don't you think that the mom should be able to go get her something nice?
No.
It's your child. It's not really around.
You better get a job.
Yes, you need a job. See, that's my thing.
I'm not saying she don't have a job. I'm just saying if you give it $10,000, I mean, she probably don't have a job if it's $10,000 a month. But
that job is that key.
Let's
if
say
you have
the average person, okay, if they happen to get, I don't know, $1,000 a month, cool,
right?
And they have their own job. They give, maybe they spend, I don't know, $200-$300 on the kid. They got extra money. Maybe they.
So if they have some left,
give it back.
That's the thing, though. If you got some left, we need to take some away.
No, maybe
if you got too much left, we need to cut it in half to where you good.
Right.
Because I'm not supposed to be taking care of your house too.
Yes, exactly. Because at the end of the day, I don't live there. Yeah, I don't live there.
He said, I don't live there.
Don't let you have a man in that house. Because if my money is paying for that house,
go MJ, go ahead.
I control what go on in the house.
No.
Oh my God.
That's not
Wait. Hold on. To everybody
I pay the mortgage on that.
Wait, hold on, MJ. To everybody who just said no. So you telling me if you have a house that you pay the rent, the light bill, the water bill, the gas bill, whatever you pay, and your kid, we're not talking about men. Let's say your kid want to walk around and do whatever they want to do. Are you accepting that?
How is that?
Wait, rephrase. Rephrase because he's talking about having another man. If we not together, I'm finna do what I want to do.
Whatever I want to do.
You pay for it.
I will not.
I'm
I
moving
repeat, I will not pay rent, pay whatever for you and him. Not happening.
Oh,
At the end of the day, you ain't gonna never know. So
that means you weren't paying.
You ain't gonna never know.
And you weren't coming you weren't coming from a certain place in your heart, because if your thing was, okay, I'm paying the rent, I'm paying the lights, I'm doing all of this stuff, but these are my terms. You can do that because your child is in this house and that's what you want to do out of the kindness of your heart. But we are not together. I still have a life, and I'm going to.
No. That's what I'm saying. If my child support is, let's say, $1,500 a month.
Okay.
Right. And at the end of the day, after everything you done bought the kids and stuff, you still got $900 left. Or let's say you got $800 left or something like that. You can't tell me you're not going to put that $800 towards no bills.
I would probably save it. That should go in the kids' college fund or something.
I promise you,
That's
everybody's
the only
talking about
way
saving college fund. If you ask the average person to show you a college fund for their kid, they ain't got one.
A lot of people don't do it. That's the problem. They gonna spend it on something. Maybe one month I might get. Maybe I might need something and something. But all in all, it is for the kid, and it should be going towards them if you have some left, like that big.
No,
you got $40 left.
They got 10 to 5 for financial aid, because that's what I'm gonna say.
But see, another thing, a lot of women are not, a lot of women don't pay attention to. What they do is, you quick to say, oh, I don't need nobody. I'm in my bag. I'm this, I'm that. Well, why are you in mine?
That's your kid. What you mean? Why am I in yours?
No. Why are you, not the kid? You.
Wait, question. How? Give me an example of how she would be in your bag. I need to.
Okay. If she keep on raising the child support, right?
Yeah, what are you raising it for?
If you're able to take care of this kid financially, good where you at, and with my money also, and we good, and you take me to court to raise the child support up, but the kid was living comfortably at first, you raising it for your benefit.
Right.
That's a whole different story. That's you being in my bag.
You in my bag.
Where do you work?
Put my bag.
You need to be careful with who you have kids with. Moral of the story.
That is the moral of the story, but don't change the subject.
Yeah, let's change the subject. Well, actually, since we're on money, I want y'all's input real quick on the stimulus check. Because I know, like, people our age, we're not getting a stimulus check. Or have y'all got a stimulus check?
Got mine this morning.
You say you got yours?
Yep, got mine this morning.
Okay.
I make my money. I try to make my money under the table.
Well, see, this is the thing. This is what I later found out about the whole stimulus check, because I seen on social media, a lot of college students were kind of upset about not receiving one. But the thing is, and I'm not saying this is everybody's situation, but I know it's enough people's situation. Not just as Black people, mostly Black people, but not just Black people, anybody, any race. We find ourselves always trying to jug the system a lot. So the thing is, a lot of people that are still in college, get claimed on their parents' taxes. Why? So their parents can get that much more money back, and whatever y'all do with the money is your business. So in that case, if you're on your parents' taxes and they're getting the money for you or whatever they're doing in the government's eyesight, if you still on their taxes, they're taking care of you.
That's not the case. Like, that's not the case for most people.
It's not the case. It's not the case. It's not the case. It's what the
income tax back. You done.
Right. That's the thing, though.
I try to ask my mama.
No, it's not the case for most people. But I'm telling you, as far as the IRS sees it, it's just like in my household. Okay, if I put a 2-year-old on my taxes, I'm taking care of that 2-year-old. Right. If I put a 10-year-old on my taxes, I'm taking care of them. The law has put out there that as long as the kid is still in school, You can be 25 on your mama taxes as long as you're still in college. So in their case, they look at you as what we always say we are, broke college students. So
that's what I don't understand though, because with this $1,200, you supposed to be able to get $500 for each extra child, right?
Right.
Under 16.
Over the age of 16.
Yes, I was just going to say that.
So why we don't get no money?
Because essentially because they claimed us, they not getting no money for us.
You said,
I guess they expect for the parent to give you some, but that ain't the case for everybody.
We can't get nothing out of the $1,200.
The only way you can claim the stimulus check, you had to file independently. If you was a dependent under your mom in 2018, you're not getting a check. Well, your mama gonna get your portion of the check. You understand?
Right.
But see, she not gonna get no portion. If you over 16.
Yeah, she not type shit.
She gonna get her 1,200.
She gonna get her 12, but you don't count. Like my little brother just turned 16. I'm not for sure if he counted or not. But I know like my sister who 18, they don't get nothing for her.
Yeah, and so like all these college students saying they ain't got the 1,200 because you didn't file independently, or you still considered a dependent with your mom and dad. They still claiming you. My mom and dad still claim me. So guess what I'm doing right now?
No, I got half. I said okay. My mama said okay. Regardless, I said all right, girl. That's why you my girl because look, look here.
Must be nice.
Yeah, but I mean, at the end of the day, you just gotta take what you dished out. I mean, you didn't have to get claimed on your parents' taxes, but you did. I mean, I'm not saying it's the right way to do it as far as the government, but what the government sees is okay. Because it's a household thing. That's why you say independent and dependent. It's a household thing. If you're in college, but you're still on your parents' taxes, they look at it as you don't necessarily have to physically be in that house, but that house is still taking care of you.
Yeah.
So if that house is still taking care of you, then, I mean, whatever we give that person that's over that house, they will take care of you. You don't have to go
I need to talk to the person who over the house, though, because I need to see something.
Well, that's between you and that person, not you and the government.
Somebody ain't been sending me nothing. And if I'm not dependent on nothing, I shouldn't be on the taxes.
Okay.
I ain't even got my taxes back, the check. I'm waiting on that. Anyway.
Yeah, so, I mean, I feel the college students' frustration, but you, like I said, you chose to do that. That was you. You did that.
The crazy thing is that I found out today because I was watching the news is that Trump decided to halt some of the checks just so he can sign them. I'm not really sure how I feel about that because there are a lot of people that are depending on that check to pay for food, to pay for bills, to help their kids, and you want to stop it so you can sign it when you don't have to sign it?
Sign Trump check anyway.
Well, listen, this how I look at it. If you signing it and throwing on a few extra $100, I don't need no signature, brother.
It's gonna go straight to the bank. I'm not even gonna look at who signed it.
Right.
Exactly. I woke up, seen $1,200 in my account. I didn't care if it came from across the street or the White House. I really don't care. It's the same $1,200 that you got and that I got now in my bank account. So
I know somebody who could add an extra zero on there too.
Well, you just go ahead and slide in my DM and we'll work on that.
We'll work on it.
I know somebody who could double that in your account, but you just gotta send them 5, and then you're gonna go to the
tit for tat.
You're gonna go to
It's a tit for tat. You gotta do all
yeah,
that.
you send them 5, but it's gonna double in your account to 24. So you really getting a lot.
Well, you tell whoever that is that we ain't got no deal.
Hey, that's how it is.
All right, y'all.
So we had a corona.
Are we done today?
Child support. We had a stimulus.
He's still going.
Protect yourselves, people. Protect yourselves. Do right so we can come out the house of quarantine. And since we are in quarantine, like Shadea said, find something about yourself to do. Yes.
True.
Don't get bored. Don't get bored and have no babies, please.
Don't do that.